Costa Rica is a land full of biodiversity, untamed wilderness, beautiful beaches, and awe-inspiring landscapes. In this video, I'm highlighting 9 of my favorite places in one of Central America's most breathtaking destinations. Before I start, a few infos about Costa Rica. Generally, it is a very pricey destination and things can really add up. Every forest walk or waterfall, you have to pay a fee to get in. So if you're looking for a cheaper destination, try other countries in Central America like Nicaragua or Guatemala. The best way to get around is a rental car, ideally a 4x4 with higher clearance, as some of the roads can be really bad. I almost couldn't make it up to my Airbnb once because of a steep gravel road. Although in the touristy areas a lot of people speak English, it is helpful to also know a few words of Spanish. I arranged the locations in this video in the best order to visit them, so this could also be used as an itinerary for your trip, as I also list accommodation and restaurants recommendations. But let's start with the first place. Nestled in the Lost Central Highlands, about 1.5 hours outside of San Jose, lies La Paz Waterfall Gardens. This place is very popular for tourists and has a steep entrance fee of $50 per person. There's 3.5 kilometers of walking trails and 4 waterfalls to explore that are very beautiful. I recommend coming early in the morning because you get the park all to yourself. There's also a butterfly garden and other local animals you can see, like snakes and spiders. The price also includes an all-you-can-eat buffet, which was really tasty and filling. It is a bit more on the touristy side, so if you are not into that, you should skip this place. We also visited Poas volcano, which is very close to La Paz, but the weather was bad, so we couldn't see anything except fog. This place is probably beautiful on a nice day, but if you get a foggy day, it's not worth visiting. The accommodation we stayed at was really beautiful and affordable though. A cozy dome with a king-size bed surrounded by nature, a shower and a small kitchen made the place perfect. Blue Falls Park consists of 6 turquoise waterfalls, rapids, a virgin forest, and a beautiful secluded part of the river, only about an hour from La Paz Waterfall Gardens. The trail to the falls can be a bit rough, especially when it's raining, so proper footwear is definitely recommended. Going on a Blue Fall hike was $16 to go in. After a not very difficult 30 minutes hike down to the river, we reached the first falls. At this point of the river, there's 2 falls right beside each other. They are both pretty, but the second one is my favorite. This might be one of the prettiest waterfalls I've ever seen.
How were the waterfalls, Sarah?
They were so good. They were way better than I imagined.
Worth it, the 16 bucks?
Yes. Way more worth it than the ones yesterday that we paid for.
The trek to the other waterfalls goes down a steep trail for another 20 minutes. As we make our way along the river, the other waterfall appears, which looks pretty similar to the first one, but it's also very beautiful. Now there's even more waterfalls in this park, but if you're pressed for time, I only recommend visiting the first 2, as they are the most beautiful. Also, we stayed in the container home a little bit further away, but it was absolutely worth it. It was beautifully constructed, had amazing views, and was decently affordable. Nestled at the base of the mighty Arenal volcano in La Fortuna, about 2 hours from the Blue Falls, are the TABACON hot springs, a haven of relaxation. As the thermal waters flow from the volcano's core, they create a series of enchanting pools naturally heated and rich in minerals. There are many pools with different temperatures, but my favorite here is the waterfall, which also makes a cool photo background. There's also a poolside bar that sells drinks and beds you can relax on. During the day, it's not really busy at the hot springs, which might have something to do with the warm temperatures. In the evening, the lights turn on and it fills up. In La Fortuna, you have to eat at Fortunenio. They have delicious food, drinks, and a really cool vibe. This might be my favorite restaurant in all of Costa Rica. Overnight, we stayed in this cute Airbnb in the middle of the rainforest. It had a kitchen, hot tub, a cool outdoor jungle shower, which really made this place extra cool. Probably one of the most beautiful places in Costa Rica is Rio Celeste, about 1.5 hours from La Fortuna. The main attraction is a waterfall running into a very blue pool surrounded by rainforest. It takes about an hour to hike there from the parking lot, and the entrance fee is $12 per person. We stayed the night about 10 minutes away from Rio Celeste in a very rustic Airbnb surrounded by nature, but it was super cozy, especially in the rainy evenings. If you like swimming in blue waterfalls, the next stop is for you. From the parking lot, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to walk down to the falls. If you don't have cash, you have to go back to the nearby adventure center to purchase a ticket, which costs $22 per person. The water is freezing cold, but super clear and very refreshing on a hot day. People come here in tour buses, so it can get really crowded. Make sure to come early to avoid that. Another beautiful waterfall not far away is Llanos del Cortés. Here the water isn't as clear, but you're also allowed to swim. We got redirected to a different parking lot from some locals where you can pay as much as you like in cash and avoid the $7 entrance fee per person. Not sure if it's worth it though, because the road to get to the alternate parking lot is way longer and very bumpy. Monteverde is a cute little town nestled in the rainforest. Ziplining was my favorite activity while visiting this place. The cloud forest was absolutely not worth it in my opinion. It cost $50 to walk in a forest and I wouldn't recommend going. The accommodation we stayed at here though was fantastic. If you get a chance, you have to stay at the glass house, which gives you amazing views right from the bed. If you're looking to spend some time on the beach and go surfing, Santa Teresa is the perfect place. From Monteverde, it's a little bit of a trek to get here, but it's well worth the 4-hour drive. Beautiful beaches and amazing restaurants make this a popular spot for tourists. The sunsets here are amazing. I recommend going to the Banana Beach Bar to get a drink and watch the sun go down. All the roads here are gravel, so we almost couldn't make it up to our Airbnb because it was so steep. The Airbnb though was small, cute and reasonably priced. Also located a bit further away from the busy main street, which was really nice. There was a delicious breakfast cafe at Hotel Horizon and an amazing vegetarian restaurant called Drift that you have to check out when visiting. The last place on the list is one of my favorites. The drive to reach this beautiful waterfall from Santa Teresa takes almost 7 hours, so it's recommended to break it up in 2 days. We stayed in a little village called Tarcoles, which wasn't touristy, and we watched a beautiful sunset and stayed in a nice hotel, which is linked down in the description below. After arriving at the parking lot of the waterfall, you have 2 different options for tickets. The cheaper one is for one-way pickup only. The other one drives you down and up closer to the waterfalls. Once you reach the drop-off point, it's a short walk to the falls. Made it to Upper Falls, and it's so humid. Look at I'm sweating, but it's so beautiful. While the upper falls are beautiful, the lower falls are way better. Not only because you can swim, but you also get the best views. We stayed right until the end before the park closes, so we had it all to ourselves for a bit. On the way back to San Jose, which takes around 4 hours, we stayed in this cozy place with amazing views on the rainforest. I hope this video helped you a bit to plan your ultimate Costa Rica trip, and I will see you on the next adventure.